Well, hello, boys, girls, humans, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whoever you're doing it to. Let's just stop it right there. Put the brakes on. This is not a patron-sponsored post. The patrons have already sponsored and paid for a lovely Mines map overview. This is, in fact, an addendum to that. This is some important information that was missing from that because I basically couldn't find any video of it. If you do want to sponsor the channel via Patreon, though, I'll put the link below. And you'll see there's a little link there on screen there you can click on if you want to find what that's all about. Now, the two parts that missed the boat, so to speak, in the last video were winning the map without mediums. Obviously, Mines is all about mediums, the collision at the top of the hill, and it's a very important thing to do. However, when you don't have mediums, there are other ways to be successful. Now, that being said, it's not my standard mode of operating on this map, but I'm going to show you a couple of spots that are really important. One of them I still don't have particularly good footage for, but I can point out where it is, and you'll see Aegon actually doing some business there and saving the day. Now, we're going to take a look at it from both spawns. I'll be driving the T30 tank destroyer, which I just reviewed. If you haven't seen that review, please do check it out. It's well worth a drive. It's one of my favourite tanks at Tier 9 now. It's an absolute monster. Although in the second game you will see the gun trolls me enormously. Still in all, it's not about the damage here. It's more about the tactics and things you have to do. Now, the key is patience. Patience and fields of fire. You basically want to be using your heavies to act as a stopper and spot tanks, or at least stop the enemy mediums from gaining too much map control, and your tank destroyers and other tanks to be firing across the top of the heavies' bows and flanking and doing the business. Actually got the day off today, but sadly Junior is also at home sick from school, so you can say hello, mate. Just say good day.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, there he is. He's helping out with the tank videos again. Honest to God, you never get a moment's peace in this world. So here we are. We are going to go far left. Aegon is in the M103. Now he is going to be the key here. He will push the hill, but he won't overextend. He's basically going to play it very, very defensively. And I'm going to hit a lovely spot here, which I might have shown you briefly on the last overview. Now you'll see there's two rocks there together just on my right, ahead towards the edge of the western zone line. You can get behind those rocks, you can side scrape off them, you can go hull down in certain situations, but you get full fields of view back towards the top of the hill. Now it's not particularly important in this map, it certainly doesn't make or break us, but what it does do is it shows you, and that VK trolls me hard, but anyway, it shows you why this is an important spot. Anyone that Aegon actually brings to view up there, I can shoot and cover him from here, and it's a big gun to be covering with. If there is a medium trying to peek around that corner and get shots, I can put shots into them. Likewise, I can also spot tanks that are on top of the hill here, and it's a really important situation where we're all communicating, but the most important thing here is patience. You can see we've got two tank destroyers parked right behind me over my right shoulder. Aegon's spotting these guys for them. I'm spotting the guys at the lighthouse for them, and they're providing very, very good cover and very, very good fire. And this E75 should be pushing the middle of the hill, but he's been caught out of position. And look, I'm not saying this is a tactic that works every time. What I'm saying is that this is something you should be looking at, different positions on this map and different tactics. If you don't have the tanks to take the hill, or if there's 4 mediums versus 1 medium, then take your bum over here as a medium and shoot back up the middle of the hill. It's really important that heavies push that hill and that people fire over them. Obviously this is very hard to do in a public game, but you'll see from here we've got flanking fire for Aegon on both sides. We've actually got most of the areas covered in terms of fire and suppression, and we slowly just grind them under. They lose heart. In fact, at the end, you can see the Leopard PTA and the Yag Tiger have basically just stopped below the cap circle and given up hope. And that's a big part of what I'm talking about. It's not always about being the best tank on the map or doing the best things. It's about using what's given to you. When you spawn in, look at your spawn list. Check out what kinds of tanks you have. Check out what their abilities are, and then use them accordingly, or plan your game plan around that. We didn't have the medium power to take that hill, so we basically just pushed off and went onwards and upwards. And I won't bother going through to the end because it's not really that important. Now, the key on the next video, Aegon's driving an ST1, and that's really the key because it's the perfect tank to do what he does. Let's just stop it again there. We're going to freeze everything. You'll see when we spawn, there's a spot directly in front of the T30 where you get up a slight incline, turn to the right, and start heading towards the cap. We're not going to do that. But that spot you can see there, just around where the P in players is, or the D in destroy just above it is a spot that's brilliant for a tank that can hull down, like Aegon in the ST1, and really hold an area. What Aegon's going to do is position himself there and not push the hill. And what that will let him do is anytime a medium tank up the top, and you see I'm giving instructions, don't push that, whatever, I'm going to go to the right so I can fire up the funnel at anyone moving up and basically hold that area there. And I don't do much damage, and I really don't do much in terms of effective fire. I take a lot of heat and I bounce a lot of shots, and I just get trolled severely by the T30's gun. But you can see everyone else is set up. The IS-7 is pushing down low. I'm going to have cover for him, so they won't be able to push down and do whatever they want with him. And he's going to do a really good job. He's very aggressive. Aegon's got a couple of guys behind him. The E5's there as well. And Aegon is holding that spot that I told you about, and he's currently hull down. So any medium tank that pops over the top of the hill looking for trouble is going to see an ST1 that it can't penetrate, and it's really going to cop a flogging. We've picked up the first spot of the game, and you'll note that they've obviously got heavy tanks galore, but they've got a lot more medium tanks, sorry. We've only got the one medium. They've got the 4 mediums, and that's why we've taken this course of action, but they do have an FV215B183. That's why I'm keeping that rock just to my right there of screen, in front of me for the most part. I'm not exposing myself. I know he's in that corner there, above their respawn, just above that. Oh, there they go. There's the AT. He's pushed up. You can see we track him, which is wonderful, and you'll see the shell burst in front of me, just directly, where the FV183 is firing, and that's why I'm using those rocks. So always be aware of where you're most likely. If you've read the team lists, you know what they've got, you know what's most likely going to be there. Watch the gun on the T30 there. That's terrifying. That's a shot from the AT-15, obviously. Watch where they're likely to be hitting, and I bounce here on the top turret of a Tiger 2. It's a crazy old world. Aegon has stopped them dead. They're all up top. They can't pen Aegon whatsoever. And that's allowed our medium to push up to that top area of the hill and actually contest around the cap. Now, he's got hit the 44 because it was a bit over-ambitious, but he could have been a lot more careful about that and still been very successful, because anyone that pops or fires blows their camo and they'll cop a flogging straight away from the ST1. There's that FV215B. We hit him, or someone hit him. It wasn't us. Getting severely trolled by the T30's gun. And you'll see here, we just start side scraping off here, because obviously these mediums are really frustrated. They can't get anyone to shoot at. I'm the only live target worth going for. The IS-7 has pushed up and is in the process of making life hell on the 215B. The AT-15's got nowhere else to go. Every time they try and go over a hill or try and get shots, they get hit. So what Aegon's going to do now, and you'll see the orange heavy tank symbol there on the map, he's going to go and push right up next to the wall of that of the hill in the middle, and that'll proximity spot a lot of the tanks that are up top. He knows that I've got him covered up here. He's got someone behind him as well. It's a long con. It's not a quick win, and it's certainly not one that's an easy win every time. But if you're patient, more often than not, you will outlast the mediums. And you can see there, Aegon's now proximity spotted that tank up top. He's visible for all and sundry, and he's getting hit from the guy in respawn, the T110E5. So we never had a chance at the hill. Not a chance. They had an FV215B 183 up there, so if we had a pushed hill, we would have had 4 mediums on the top and an absolutely monstrous alpha damage on anyone that was trying to go through that gap. And that just wasn't a doable thing. So if you're patient and you play it right, and Aegon knew exactly what he was doing, and it was completely important. What he did there was the key to the map. That position holds and spots. It's very, very hard for a medium to penetrate something like an ST1 on that slight slope. It can hull down. And then as they move forward, you just clean them up. And you can see they had the most frustrating time. They had the hill. We didn't even contest it. And that is the key. Really, don't contest it. Put yourself in a good position and wait them out. And I'm just telling the team there, outstanding patience. Yeah, there's me. I'm an old man. I'm a dad. What'd you think of that one, mate?
I think it was good.
Yeah, there you go. Seal of approval.
I think I could use some of these tactics.
Yep, you could sure use some of these. Listen to this. This is a bit of an infomercial. We should sell socks or something on here. We going to sell some socks?
No?
You know, we could probably make some money. Does anyone want to sponsor the channel as a sock selling channel? Or selling dry goods? What do you think, like in the old West? Here we go. We're moving forward. It's all over, so I hope you've enjoyed it. That's some really important things to remember. If you don't have mediums, from one side of the spawn, you need a heavy pushing the hill and people sniping away from the western flank and respawn. I get trolled here again. And from the other side of the spawn, you need a big heavy to blockade and spot mediums that pop on top of that hill. And then there's numerous ways you can go about the business from there. But really, patience is the key, guys. Don't overbite. You can't eat it all at once when you've got no mediums and you can't take that hill, and especially when there's a lot of TDs. There you go, a steel wall in the old T30. Aegon with not a lot of scoring opportunities, but certainly did the business. So I'm Bushka on Blitz. It's been wonderful to have you with me here today. Leave your comments. I hope it's a helpful video. It's meant to be a helpful video. If you haven't already checked out Patreon, please do follow that link. Sponsorship would make the channel a dream. We're at 4,500 plus subs, and I'm always lost for words. You guys are brilliant. Talk to you soon, team, and stay safe on the battlefield.